Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit back again with another video, and back again from the longest layoff that I've had. It's been a long time. Pretty much been a year for me. I know that my last video that I uploaded was about 6 months ago, but that was from a recording session that I'd done like 6 months previous. So it's been a long time since I've actually recorded a video. So I don't know how rusty I'm going to be, or how, you know what I mean, I'm going to try and get back into this mindset of doing reaction after reaction and see if I can just get back into the groove of it, because I've missed you guys, I've missed doing reactions, and I've been wanting to get back to doing this for a while. It's just been trying to find time, and life's been getting in the way, and you know, all that boring shit and all the nonsense that goes around with living life. But you know, shit happens, so we get on with it. And well, we're going to come back with the OG, the one that started off for me from you know, doing reactions, which is My Hero Academia. Of course, as you know, the people who are watching this, who have been waiting, thank you for waiting. You know what I mean? You've been patient as a saint, so I can't thank you enough for all of you who are returning. So thank you, all of you, for coming back. So of course, I didn't get to finish off season 6, so that's what we're going to do. Obviously, with the sort of like the season 7 coming out, I believe tomorrow. I don't know if that's just the English dub and, you know, some of the, like, you know, the Japanese version. I don't know if that one's actually already started or not. But as far as I'm aware, I'm sure season 7 with the English dub starts tomorrow. So if I want to catch up, then I've got to get season 6 done fairly quickly. So of course I'm not going to be able to get everything done by, you know, tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to, you know, just upload. How many? Oh, we're on episode 12 now, so it would be, I would need another 12 episodes done in the space of a day, which isn't going to happen. Okay, so episode 1 of season 7, hopefully I'll have that done before episode 2 drops the week after. I'm hoping that's the case. We'll see. It is a hope, so don't expect, but hopefully we can get that done and out of the way, and then we can get back on the train of doing things week to week, and then I can obviously finish up some of the other things that I haven't finished, like Attack on Titan and all of that kind of good stuff. So it should be good. Hopefully we can get back on this train and push through. So I had to do just a tiny bit of skimming through the season 6 and everything, just to get back on track of everything that I was caught up with. Of course, I'm back with the trusty notebook again, you know what I mean, which I still have all of my, you know, notes and everything like that. So it helps a hell of a lot when you've stopped watching the show for about over a year. It kind of helps to get a refresher. So yeah, we've just had the big massive battle. I couldn't actually remember what the name of the town is where we are. It's not I've got like some like name. I've got like Camino in here, but I know that's not this place. It's like, I think it's something beginning with D, if I remember correctly, but yeah, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. So yeah, we've just had this massive battle, like the biggest one yet, which has featured like pretty much everyone, like every fucking hero, every villain, absolutely nuts. So it's been Deku versus Shigaraki. We've had the likes of Endeavor getting involved, of course, Bakugo, basically all of Class 1A been separated into 2 little teams to go after certain things, and yeah, it's been an all-out war, which has been it was incredible. We have things like Gran Torino is in a bit of a bad state. We don't know how that's going to end, because obviously the end of episode 11, we're still kind of catching up like to the sort of like the end of this massive battle, right? So we haven't actually gotten to the resolution of everything yet, so we don't know who's in the best of shapes. I mean, we know who is not in the best of shapes, but Gran Torino and Aizawa as well, who had to cut off his own leg because he got hit with the dart, right, the eraser dart thing. So he had to cut off his own leg. I'm sure he will be fine, but it's really Gran Torino that's not in the best of places right now. We know obviously Bakugo got impaled at one point, but he seems to be okay, so that's good. And that's just physically, but mental damage, there's been some. I mean, Endeavor with obviously Dabi, so that was the last thing we watched, which was that episode Dabi's Dance, which was where we finally got that, you know, answer that was pretty much it felt obvious at the beginning, which was that Dabi was in fact a Todoroki. So yeah, and at the end there, it was looking very bad for the Hero side and Hero Society as a whole, because he was trying to destabilize Hero Society by obviously having this whole thing of like Best Genius is dead and Hawks did it and everything like that. But at the very last moment, Best Genius came in and basically put that plan and set it alight, so to speak, which yeah, just put a proper massive hole in Dabi's plans. And at this point, Hero Society is seemingly okay at this point in time. So yeah, very, very good. God, what else? Yeah, we had obviously Deku learn another one of his predecessors' quirks, which was Float, which was actually Nanashimura's. So that's a big, big deal. And yeah, Shigaraki obviously not fully developed in that incubation time as well. Like, he was unable to heal properly, which he figured out like the hard way. But you know, Gigantomachia came in and got a hold of him, and we'll see where this goes from here. I don't think there's anything else to really talk about. Been talking for about 6.5 minutes, so I think that's enough talking. I think we just get back in and get back on the train, and let's see where this story goes. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to get into My Hero Academia Season 6, Episode 12. As always, the link to the full length will be in the description below. So if you want to get access to the full length version, then that is there for you. There's also should be a link to the early access for next episode. Actually, no, that's wrong. That's not going to be the case. In terms of the rest of Season 6, there's going to be no early access until I get caught up, right? So yeah, don't worry about that. I was just going through my brain and just trying to remember what I used to say back then. Yeah, so don't worry about that. But yeah, we are going to get an episode 12 of Season 6 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go.
Last thing I want to do right now is fight. Just come quiet.
Oh, twice, yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah. It's nuts, man. Yeah, that was good. I'm kind of glad that they did like that little recap of the whole thing. You know what I mean? I could have spent that time that I actually was doing it myself. Just if I knew that was going to be the opening, I would have just watched that. I love his gear, like these massive fucking like wire spools that he can use. It's good, it's great.
Prominence!
Yeah, Dabi's prominence burn.
What the? Sorry I'm late. Best Genius is back.
Damn right he is.
Best Genius, his quirk, Fibermaster.
He needed all of that wire for
Threads of hope.
Gigantomachia as well. Threads of hope.
And they said he was missing. Shows what they know. Okay, fine, you're not dead. That doesn't make my past any less real. He was able to trap Machia?
Yeah, I mean that's insane.
My bones are gonna snap. Machia's stamina isn't infinite after all. You need instructions to go all out.
Yeah, if he doesn't have them, can't do anything.
Sleeping. You're still alive in there, right? There's so much left in this world to destroy. Wait!
Oh god, bite his head. Go on. Fucking hell. There we go, Ida's here.
He's still fighting.
How much of a barrier can you break through?
This is no time to hold back.
Hell, you gotta go beyond. Ah. Fucking bastard. It's not good, not good, not good. Being ordered away. Yeah, they're all going, they're all going. Shit. What the fuck is that? Christ. Oh, fucking hell. Fucking hell, I thought we wanted more of a resolution from last episode. I guess not. It just keeps going.
Attack our family? What if he'd been murdered? I was kind of hoping that'd be the outcome. Think about how much Endeavor would have suffered.
He doesn't even care about
Gone
that.
completely insane.
No shit.
That right. Plot twist. Fortune.
Ah, fucking hell, are you already? Fucking hell, man. We need Endeavor to do something here, man.
Gotta
And they're all fucking injured, man. Like,
and Black Whip. Nobody has been saved yet.
here he is, Mario! Unbelievable. Come on! Oh. We needed somebody.
Right when we needed you.
Yeah.
It's been half a year since I was in the field. Woof. Getting kind of sappy here. Eri has done extensive training with her power, using small amounts of energy on lizards and bugs. Sorry, Eri. I know I'm sort of kind of
If he can get it back.
This is why I've been practicing so hard.
It's gonna take way more than one punch.
One punch!
Somebody!
My explosions earlier.
Oh, fucking hell. Packer goes back in the fight.
Any I've unleashed before. I've never felt such a rush. It's what happens when you face death.
Come on, Packer go. I fucking missed you. Oh, man. Yeah, fucking Hina get involved.
Yo, Nejire, are you sure you're alright?
And Peachy, now that you're here.
Your hero name is a wish. How you want to be. I'll ask you for your chosen name again.
Were you able to look beyond yourself, Bakugo?
What is it?
From now on, call me Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite.
Holy fuck.
That's an awesome
Of course
hero
nothing
name.
changes.
But you look distraught. I'm worried you're not enjoying yourself. Your body's burning up. I'm glad you were raised to be a nice boy.
That's the thing, I don't know how far Toya can go. He might fuck himself over
You
here.
may
Alright, Deku's back in the fight. Deku and Todoroki then.
Black Whip, Froppy style.
Oh my god, I didn't even realise! What?
This fight is
Froppy
not
style.
enough. I'm watching Endeavor closely as he fights to be better. You are not Endeavor.
Might bring Endeavor back into the fight, come on!
But this is your quirk, not his.
There it is.
Everyone evil is flourishing because hero society is collapsing.
Oh fuck.
The future we're heading for is built on chaos. No, please, Dad.
Hell! He couldn't have truly knocked him out, did he? If he has, that's insane.
But the sedative worked!
Yeah, eventually, thank God for that.
Do not know who accomplished this. Our hopes have been repaired.
Whew.
Been chipping away at this villain little by little.
Took that much though, you know what I mean?
Yourselves to break his spirit, that though a single fiber is weak, it can be braided with others to form a mighty rope. Had even one thread broken, we would have failed. Woven a tapestry of fate.
Well said, well said.
Your body is overheating. Look around. In a battle of wills, we have the
That was
upper
sick.
hand.
Watching the ice side of him just cool him down.
Each one of these is as strong as the high end from Kyushu that almost killed Hawks and Endeavor.
Resources used to stop this mammoth can now be employed against the League.
What a shameful predicament. All I could do is grope my own posterior. We were supposed to gather together and create a spectacle. We haven't done anything yet. None of us have achieved our dream.
Done nothing. Hey,
What
right
a
foot.
bind.
Oh fucking hell!
But it's time for these Philistines
Oh,
to
fucking hell,
witness
what's
the
Compressed gonna
greatest
do?
show on Earth.
Ah, I'm not gonna see it. It's the next episode. Okay, episode 12, Threads of Hope. Yes, alright, we're fucking back in it. Now, I didn't expect this to just carry on and just, like, keep going and not stop. Because, I don't know, I guess after last episode, like, from what I remember, like, obviously, like, Best Genius coming in and ruining Darby's plan, like, entirely, that, like, I don't know, like, it just seemed like there was a resolution there that I know that it just ended with, like, Best Genius, like, you know, dropping in, so obviously there was going to be, like, a bit of a resolution, but I didn't expect that we'll be going into episode 13 with still more cards to play, because Compress is about to do something which we've seen, or at least I'd imagine we, like, something similar to what we've seen other League members do, like, for example, when Twice did that, like, I can't remember what he called it, but it was like Infinite or something like that, where basically there was like just thousands of Twice. We've seen Himiko like totally embody like somebody else, and like what is it that she did with she got Uraraka's quirk, right, and she was able to actually perform that quirk, right, which is insane. Of course, we've seen what Shigaraki can do with his with All for One now. Dabi, obviously, with his Flash Fire Fist and Prominence Burn, but it's just like that's just his version. It's not, you know what I mean. But you know, it's typical. Of course, he's powerful. So yeah, I mean, really, it's up to Compress now to see what he can do, because I don't believe Spinner's done one yet. Like, I don't think he's pulled out any. Has he? Not that I can remember, because a lot of it happened around the whole thing when the League of Villains were battling against the like Rey Destro and all of them. What did they call them? The Liberation Front, right? Or is that what their new name is? I think the Liberation Front's their new one, right? Like, that's the one that they go by now. I believe it is. But you get what I mean. I think like all of that happened, like the League were pulling out powers back then. But I believe I can't remember Spinner doing one, and I'm pretty sure Compress didn't either. Now I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is the case. So yeah, so now it's up to his to I can only assume that whatever he's got planned, because obviously he can't do anything at the moment. Like what he just explained there was when he can't touch something, obviously he can't compress things. But his whole power being compressed would have to be like he would have to unlock something here that allows him to compress without touching. You know, like that's literally the only thing I can think of. You know, but then who's he going to compress? That's the thing. Or what can he compress? Or what? Like something could be. Like, I don't know if there's like another facet to like what could be considered compressed to a degree where, like, maybe he can compress himself and uncompress. Maybe like so. Obviously, like once they're in like that kind of ball, like you can't break out. So I imagine like when he said, because that's the thing, like compress. But he said that the only thing I can touch is my posterior. What did he say? He said something like that. So basically, he can touch himself, which means that the only thing he can do. Let's say he doesn't really evolve like the other ones did, and he gets like a new facet of his quirk, but maybe he just does something that he's never attempted before, in which case he compresses himself to get out of the binds. But then I guess it's a thing of like whether or not he I'm assuming he's never done it before, like compressed himself, because that would be pretty mad if he did that. I know he can compress different body parts at will, because he did that with Overhaul, didn't he? Like, he literally took Overhaul's arms. So, but then that wouldn't help, because he's completely and entirely, like, encased. So my only theory is he's going to totally compress himself out of there, and then figure out that he can uncompress himself somehow from the inside, which will free him up. Which then he'll just have to, you know, do the same with like Shigaraki and Spinner. The thing is, Shigaraki's like, I don't think he's not totally out of it, because we did see that he was able to give an order, but to what degree does that work? You know what I mean? Because we've just seen here that, you know, once Gigantomachia has given an order, that stamina completely is disregarded. Like, it's not even it doesn't even exist. Like, he might as well just go forever, I guess, as long as he has orders to fulfill. But with the fact that the sedative has finally worked its magic, it's only taken, you know, I don't know how many episodes at this point. When it's probably been about 4 episodes or something when he got it. I thought originally it was just Endeavour hit him so hard that he knocked him out, which would have been impressive, but clearly that wasn't the case. I did notice when he did smash him that actually bits of Gigantomachia actually did come off. So he did hit him with some power, but in the end, yeah, who knows? It might have been a mixture of both. you never know, I guess. So yeah, that worked. followed by the sort of like the tapestry speech, which was great. Yeah, bringing it back all to the fibers, and you know, the individual fibers are nothing but when threaded together to create like a mighty rope. You know what I mean? It strengthens the sort of like the bond that it has, and that every single person, like every single hero, played their part, which is true. So yeah, that was a great set of lines there. Great little scene. So yeah, I mean, basically overall, I don't know if Gigantomachia has. I feel like he's done, because the thing is with the idea with the orders and stuff, that sort of like it sort of like disregards his stamina. That's like kind of like what they were saying, that, you know what I mean, like without orders his stamina just depletes and depletes. But with orders it seems like he goes anyway. I don't know if that's like a legitimate sort of a power in of itself, you know what I mean? Because it like on the surface it isn't really. It's just, I'm just telling you to do something, do it, rather than it being an actual like a quirk thing. It might be, I don't know, like it might have something within like Machia's sort of like in his because do I remember correctly, did Gigantomachia have multiple quirks as well? I almost remember I remember that being sort of like a revelation somewhere in this season, I think, where he had multiple. But maybe there's a quirk in there that basically means that an order is an overwritten thing, so that regardless of it, like an order almost turns him into a robot, like something that, you know what I mean, him being sedated, like would an order be enough to overwrite that, you know? Because if that is the case, then that's the way out I feel the villains, like that's their way out. Because I feel like without Machia to almost get them out of there, I don't know, like I don't know how else like they get free of this situation, you know? Because what, I'll just compress and like Spinner just gonna run away. I mean, I don't know, maybe would Compress, if he was to get out of the situation, grab like compress Spinner and Shigaraki and then get away. I don't know if the heroes that are there now surely wouldn't let him get away, you know what I mean? Because in that case it would be like, you know, Machia would be he would be apprehended at that point. Unless, I guess he could compress Machia as well. And if the Nomu can sort of like hold the heroes off while Spinner gets away, maybe. I just feel like the way that, you know, Compress was talking about, you know, we haven't actually done anything yet. Like, would they decide to go through with what's happening now, or do you go back and regroup? The thing is that because they're constantly going back and regrouping, and you know what I mean, like you're constantly being pushed back at every opportunity, like you're never getting anything done, you know, to a degree. I mean, like I said, they did wipe out half a city essentially, so or it might be 1/3. I remember something like that. But you know, so you've caused carnage, you've done some significant damage to some heroes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if. I guess when Eri, considering how much practice she get, eventually probably she'll be able to get to a point where she can literally get Aizawa's leg back. But I don't think it's at that point yet. Where she managed to rewind Mirio's, which is great. Which is obviously the whole thing of, you know, we were expecting this would happen eventually. It's just that she did need some training and practice, so it has gotten to that point. And of course, like, of course, fucking Mirio coming in to save the day, and it was just perfect because there was literally nobody else. Everyone else was out for the count. Everyone else was fucked in some way or another. Obviously, we're seeing now that like Deku and Bakugo are like getting back into the fight, but like, you know, to a certain degree. Bakugo's like sort of he's embracing the whole thing, like the whole idea of like, I did write down like new blasts. He refers to them as like they're like unlike any other blasts I've had before. They're totally different. Like, to what degree I don't know. If again, similar to like you know, when we're talking about like compress, if there's like a new facet to his quirk that's like he's evolved a bit, I don't know if that is what that is, because Bakugo obviously said that like these are unlike any other explosions I've had before, and then he described it as just like, is this just what it is, like basically facing death in the face kind of thing, like is that just the reason why like the adrenaline was pumping so much that it just gave him that extra edge? You know, so you don't know if it's a new facet of his quirk, or just the fact that it was just on, you know, you're basically facing death in the face, you're on the verge of it, so that just sort of helps him in that regard. He's got his name, which I don't know, like it felt like the way he described it, like he's literally gone with this now, like this is my name now, because it wasn't just like when they were coming up with their names previously in that one episode that like you couldn't really take it serious, whereas this one it's like it's built up as, you know, with Best Genius being there and telling them like, you know, come back and tell me what your name is when you come back, and so it almost feels like he's obviously stuck with it, which was Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite, I believe, right? Murder God. Fucking hell. Did he really have to add the dynamite onto the end of that as well? That's just to make it for more like stupidity, like it's fucking stupid because it's that long. Because it was Great Explosion Murder God, I mean that's one thing. Let's just add dynamite onto the end, which seems totally pointless. But for fuck's sake. Oh, unbelievable. We had Deku with using a froppy style, using his tongue, because obviously, yeah, I guess, you know, his limbs are basically unusable at this point, but he can float, and so he's using an appendage that isn't an appendage. I don't know. Would you classify that? I don't know if is a tongue an appendage? What? I don't think it is it? I think an appendage is basically like it means that it's off your torso kind of thing, right? Is a thing that is attached to something larger or more important. I guess so. I guess a tongue could be classed as an appendage. So yeah, I mean I guess that's the only one that he can legitimately use that could be used to such a degree. So it works. I mean, how effectively? I feel like not very. I don't know when Deku learned he could do this, because we never seen this before. It's interesting, and it obviously goes along with Deku's character, the idea that of course he can, like, you know, he takes in notes and everything on everyone, you know what I mean? So of course he takes facets from other people. So yeah, I don't know when he learned that. I don't think he's really effective all that much now. I feel like I don't think there is much more Deku can do except be a bit support, like more like a support role, because the amount he's done in this fight is at the point where I think he's practically almost out. You know what I mean? So I think it's up to everyone else, which is why I feel like if it's coming to a resolution, I feel like, you know, the likelihood is the villains sort of fall back and retreat, you know, but we'll see. Yeah, Dabi as well. So even though his plans failed, he doesn't care. He's got to the point of insanity. I guess sort of beforehand we could have assumed that was the case anyway, but you know, it's written on the wall now. I think we understand that, yeah, he's completely gone and there's no way back for him. So he's got to the point of insanity that he's not bothered about his other family members, if they die or not. In fact, he kind of hopes it. And it's actually at that point, I said it during the reaction, that I feel like Dabi, I don't know, would they... This is the thing. I don't know how much stronger the villains can sort of get. You know what I mean? I know that Shigaraki obviously didn't have that much time in the incubation tank to the point where, like, he was at full power. So obviously he hasn't hit his full, like, sort of potential yet. So I know he hasn't. But like, if Dabi was to die in this fight, it just weakens the villains at that point, you know. And I don't know to what degree that helps the story, you know, in like a meta sense. Because I was just thinking, like, is Dabi at the point where he's that insane? Like, he's gone this is the thing, like with Dabby, that he was never really a part of the League. Really, like he's kind of associated with them, but he's not like the family that the rest of them describe it as, right? Like he's always been alone and doing his own thing, and because his own path has always been basically to get back at Endeavor, and now that he's insane, basically his whole family, anything to get back at Endeavor, right? It's his own personal goal, and I don't know outside of that how much he really cares for the League. I know they're called the Paranormal Liberation Front now, but I associate that with like the League of Villains and the army, right? That's like Reed Destro and all of them. So I'll still call the main group the League. But I feel like would it have got to a point now where Dabby's not bothered about what's happening with Shigaraki and all of that? It seems like he's tunnel visioned now, and the only thing he's really bothered about is hurting Endeavor. But I was wondering if this has gotten to the point where Dabby is that insane that he will legitimately burn himself out this time. Because that was the whole thing with, like, you know, when he was referred to as Toya, that, like, you know, the story was, and Endeavor, you know, was told that this is basically what had happened, is that because, you know, he didn't have any way to cool himself down, that he basically got to a point where he pushed him beyond, to a point where he literally killed himself by incinerating himself. I wonder if, like, if that was the way he was going to go out in this fight, that's the way I'd imagine he would. Because they keep bringing up, you know what I mean? Like, you've got no way to cool yourself down here. Like, Shoto keeps saying it. So I wonder if that would be the case. But like I said, I don't know if that's really great for the story, because you're just weakening the villains at this point. Granted, I know that they're, like, weak now in terms of, like, yeah, they've been battered to a pulp and everything, but so have the heroes. So, you know, as long as, like, everyone from the villains gets out in a way to regroup, at least they're, like, not weaker in any way. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing. Like, whenever this show comes to a head, and, like, we're in literally, like, the final battle of the whole story or whatever it is, right? When finally we get to decide, you know, who wins, and between the heroes and the villains, Deku and Shigaraki, right? Like, you would hope that in that final battle that everyone is at their full strength, right, and ready to go, so that, you know, when it comes to a head, everyone's given everything. In a way, this is like almost like a precursor final battle, you would imagine, right? Like, this is what, like, all of them have went all out, but none of them are at their full potential yet. So, you know, we'll see what happens in the next episode. Anyway, I'm sure we'll get. I say I'm sure we'll get an answer to that, but you know, I don't know how much longer this sort of fight is going to continue in terms of episodes. You know, because we're getting to the point now where, with the way My Hero Academia does it, and to some degree, like, other shows do it as well, where, like, if it's a 25 episode season, then generally you get, like, 2 arcs, right? You get the one in the first half and then the one in the second half. The thing is, we're getting to the point now with this season where we are in sort of like that end of arc sort of episode, right? Which would be like 13 to be a good place to sort of like half it. Normally it's like either 12 or something, but I don't know, man. It could just keep going. Who knows? But there's only so much I feel like these characters have left to give. Like, they're all fucking on that. Like, they're all, like, sort of just out of energy and absolutely battered at this point. So I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that is all I've got. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below, I have a bunch of things, of course, like my links to my Patreon page, of course, to get access to full length and early access to episodes, which will be, like, coming back up again at some point, probably like in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.